that before you bend to give your husband drink, everything is out in the public. Because this bride gave this dress to someone she had not seen a dress with, and she went for fitting and it was a big flop. So we had to do her new.
The Wedding Prep by NE Weddings.
Hi, I'm Isioma of Isioma Apparels, and this is the Wedding Prep. As a designer in the wedding industry, one of the mistakes I see most brides make is most times they choose style without considering fabric or fabric without considering style. These two things go hand in hand. You have a style in mind, you discuss it with your stylist, your designer. They have to now go through the fabric options with you. You have your preferred colors. Sometimes the color you have in mind might not suit your skin tone. Your color also has to go with your groom's color. You just don't pick any color because you want to pick. Your designer is going to tell you if this style is going to work or it's not going to work. I had a bride who bought a fabric, came in with the fabric and had a totally different thing in her head. So when she came in and we told her this fabric won't work for what you want to do. You want to have 3 colors and your fabric already is screaming different colors. We had to encourage, at that point, we had to get a new fabric altogether, making the other one void. So it could have been avoided with coming to meet your designer or having a conversation with your designer about your style, different style ideas you want to create. So you guys can now come together and choose a particular fabric. That extra expenses of getting another fabric and having the other one being dumped could have been avoided. Another mistake that I feel hurts me much is brides not understanding their body types. I'm a pro everybody. Everybody is beautiful. Every shape, every skin color is perfect. But I'll personally advise that most brides should understand when you're talking with your designer or your stylist, you can't have a big up and want exaggerated sleeves. Your whole top is going to be like extra large. So when you're considering your style, you have to consider the things that will enhance your body shape. Though we have extra body shapers like the corset, the hip pads and all, but then you can't be choosing things that won't work with, even when it is enhanced, it won't work with you. Sometimes you're a very busty person and you're asking your designer to bring the neckline so low that before you bend to give your husband drink, everything is out in the public. So when you're considering your style for the day, you have to understand that you are the star of this show. You have to give it your all and you have to stand out. Another mistake I see brides make is giving your dresses to people who don't have proof of work. I would like to call it that. There are different vendors. There are vendors who are good for your birthday photo shoot dresses. There are different vendors and different things that they come through 100%. You want to do a wedding dress and you're going to a page where you're seeing AI pictures. You can't see a visible dress being made. Why will you give your dress to someone you have not seen a dress being made? Someone is telling you, I used to sew. I used to sew like 10 years ago, and you're trusting that without seeing proof of work. Early this year, we had to make a dress under 72 hours, fully beaded, because this bride gave this dress to someone she had not seen a dress with, and she went for fitting and it was a big flop. So we had to do her new dress under 72 hours. And she was impressed with the outcome of her dress. So I would advise people, when you want to give out your dress, I know you love your family, you love your friends, but give out the dresses to people who you trust, who have history of delivering, who you've seen reviews, who you trust, who you can say, oh, I've seen a wedding dress and I know she'll be able to deliver a wedding dress. There are dresses you can give your friends that are not the wedding dresses. So yes, that is another mistake I feel most brides make. Personal style plays a major role. Why? You can be a simple person on a normal day. Sometimes you have brides who don't want to do too much, who just want to give class and elegance. And you have people around you trying to convince you to do extra large things that are not your style because it's your wedding. As much as I will advise you to move a bit from your comfort zone and not do the regular, I will also advise you to do something that you'll be confident and comfortable on your wedding day. Now, we also have to factor, some tribes do the sitting down on your groom's leg. Some tribes have to factor carrying your groom, carrying you. Some cultures, different cultures with different things. You have to kneel, you have to do so many things. The style of your dress also has to work in a way that you won't struggle to kneel, you won't struggle to sit. Your groom is trying to carry you, like in the Yoruba culture where the groom carries the bride and something is pulling him or pulling you. All these have to be put into consideration when choosing your style. For your wedding day, I usually advise brides to get an on-the-day stylist, physically present. A stylist is different from a designer, but a designer can double as a stylist and a designer. The stylist's job here is to help you to put you in this dress, to bring it to life the way you saw it in your designer space. Most times your designers come with scissors, threads, just in case of wardrobe malfunctions. You don't want to be stuck with, nobody is praying for a broken zip, but what if the zip gets broken that morning? Your stylist can manage the situation at that point. Sometimes with our corset dresses, the way you laced it or the way the person who made this dress laced it at the studio and it looked really awesome, maybe the wrapper draping, they get to wear you that same way. You see it the same way. Sometimes you have brides that decided that, oh, a stylist charge for that day is unnecessary. What, my friends can wear me the dress. Beautiful. Your friends can actually wear you this dress, but they might not be able to lace it or put you in this dress the way you had it in your head. So your stylist or your designer being present on your wedding day is very important. As the bride or as a couple, I would ask that you prioritize what is most important to you. In my opinion, your dress goes with your makeup, with your gele, and the final people are the photographers and videographers, because after all said and done, if you have a bad photographer and you look at your pictures after your wedding, all the efforts put into looking good will not be seen. So when considering you want to spend so much on your dress because you want, if you have an awesome dress and a bad gele or a bad makeup or your jewelry does not fit or your accessories don't fit, and you do all of this, it won't make sense. You just have a good dress with bad things to it. Also, you should pay attention. Like, usually if you're a bride and you meet me, I will usually ask you, who's your photographer? Most of my brides can attest to it. When you say this is your photographer, I say, oh, okay, my heart is at peace, because you're going to see the result of all this effort. It's painful when you put in all this effort and then you see your pictures after your wedding and you're not seeing why you spent all this money. So I will advise you to consider every vendor is important. Trust me, every vendor is important. There's no less vendor, but what is most important to you as a bride? Dear beautiful brides, this conversation is not to scare you. This conversation is to enlighten you on things that other people have made as mistakes and you don't need to make them. Relax and enjoy your day. You have to also know that this is the only time you're going to be getting married. You don't want to sit back and say, oh, I should have done this better, I should have done this differently. So the idea here is to encourage you and give you everything you need to know in preparation for your big day.
The Wedding Prep by NE Weddings.